Hi Virgo, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. This is your 21 card Gypsy Tarot spread. Now what I've done, love spread for the month of December 2016. Now there's a couple of things to say before I start. What I've done is I have split the readings into two. So one focuses on you guys if you are single or casually dating. The other reading will focus on you if you are in a couple. Now, the singles and casually datings have already been done. I'm now focusing on those of you who are in a couple, okay? So there's two different readings, and I thought I'd do it that way just so it caters for everyone, okay? So, Virgo, we're going to have a look at... your reading. So universe spirit, show me what's coming up in terms of love for Virgo. Show me Virgo, sun, moon and rising signs. Show me Virgo, sun, moon and rising signs. Show me Virgo, sun, moon and rising signs. What's coming up for Virgo, sun, moon and rising signs. Show me Virgo, sun, moon and rising signs. Show me Virgo, sun, moon and rising signs. What's coming up for Virgo in the month of December 2016 in terms of love? Only couples though. I only want to see couples, please, universe. What's happening for couples in the month of December 2016? Show me couples in a 21 card Gypsy Tarot love spread for Virgo. What's happening with couples? Show me couples. What's happening with couples? What's happening with couples? What's happening with couples? Show me what's going on with couples. I just want to see Virgo's sun, moon and rising signs if they're in a couple. What's happening for their love lives in the month of December 2016? Show me. Okay, let's start laying the cards down. So remember guys, this is just for you if you're in a couple. If you are in not in a relationship now and you're single casually dating, then go to the other reading. Okay, so the cards are all laid and we're going to see what the mental and emotional status is around. So Temperance covers the reading. It's the crowning area. The reason for Temperance is the moon, and how it's manifesting itself in terms of what you're thinking is walking away, the Eight of Cups. Some of you guys in a couple's relationship, it might be that mentally you're thinking of walking away or gaining, taking a little bit of a break, gaining some perspective. It's crowned by Temperance. So the Temperance card says, the situation might be that some of you guys are trying to work things through with a partner during December 2016, which is why your mental and emotional state is, do I, take a break from this situation? Do I take a break from what's going on? Do I walk away from it mentally and emotionally? The Eight of Cups means to leave something behind and walk towards something that's better, something that's more fulfilling, because I feel that some of you guys have been trying to work something through with a partner. It's rooted in the moon, so there is possibly some anxiety around a relationship, something that needs to be resolved. The moon often means a lack of clarity, it means secrets, it means disillusion. So there is something here that's causing possibly some depression, some anxiety. It's crowned with the Temperance card. This needs to be worked through. This energy here, what's the root of the issue in the month of December 2016 for some of you people in a couple, it needs to be worked through with Temperance. So there needs to be an adjustment here. So I feel that mentally and emotionally, how it's manifesting itself is by maybe taking a break just to gain some perspective on the situation. What's the actual situation playing out? Well, it's crowned by the Fool. Why have we got the Fool? What's the reason for the Fool? The Ace of Swords, mental clarity. And therefore, what's manifesting in terms of that? The Ace of Wands. We've got two aces here. So The Ace of Wands often means, in the present situation, it could be that some of you guys have found someone new, because the Ace of Wands is a new relationship often that shows up here. But it's crowned by the Fool. So the Fool means to do something that's new, take a new opportunity, take a risk. And I feel that some of you guys are looking to take a risk, and it could be around a new relationship, and that could be because of the Ace of Swords energy, which is the foundation for this taking a risk, because it's crowned by, I'm looking at a new opportunity here. The Ace of Swords could be the severance within the relationship. Suddenly there's mental clarity, there's something that's opened up, and really the Ace of Swords is great because it shows that this Moon card that seems to be the foundation for the mental and emotional state shows some form of fog or lack of clarity that needs to be cut through, and it's cut through in your present situation with the Ace of Swords. So I feel that there's some depression here. The root of the issue is some form of depression, lack of clarity within the relationship, possibly some anxiety, some very intense and anxious feelings going on here that you guys are working through with that Temperance card. And how it's manifesting itself is it's saying it's giving you the clarity, or mentally you're thinking possibly walking away, or just taking a little bit of a break to gain some greater perspective. I'm walking from something that's not giving me any fulfillment anymore, and I'm looking to walk towards something new. Now, this works out, I feel, in the present situation of manifestation-wise, possibly a new relationship with that Ace of Wands energy there, because it's ruled by the Fool. The Fool is the reason for this Ace of Wands, and the Fool could mean, well, maybe you've met a Fool, you've met somebody new, a new opportunity has actually come for you, or come to you in terms of love. Could be for some of you guys, you need to be free, because the problem is the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords can be arguments. It can be that you've had a mental clarity come to you. It can be that the relationship is severed, or there's an ending to this relationship, or you've had some form of a mental breakthrough going on within the relationship. What are your hopes and desires in terms of your relationship? Well, the Emperor crowns it. Why have we got the Emperor? What's the manifestation? The Eight of Swords. Okay, so because of this Emperor, some of you guys, it seems, I mean, the Eight of Swords wouldn't be a hope, would it? So the Eight of Swords for me is about the inability to move forward, the inability to think freely, because you've got a lot of kind of mental pressures around you or on you. It's a card of frustration. So we're seeing here there might be some frustration, and it might be because of an Emperor here. And let's have a look at the card here. The Knight of Wands in the reverse, and that's interesting. The reason is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. This is the reason for your hopes, because there's a delay here showing up in terms of the relationship, a lack of motivation, I feel. So I feel for some of you guys, in terms of your hope section, what's the root of the issue for your hopes is that there is a lack of motivation within your relationships, and this is working through to the Emperor. So the Emperor could be that the situation is the need to take control back, because it could be with the Eight of Swords, some of you guys are feeling a little bit trapped in your relationship. So I feel that there is a sense of, even though we don't strongly see where the hope is, the hope must be the Emperor, because the Emperor is the most positive card of these two. When you get the Knight of Wands in the reverse, it means delayed plans, or a lack of motivation, or a lack of ambition, or a lack of progress in a situation. So what's underscoring your hopes, or the root problem or issue for why you are hoping to perhaps take back some control with this Emperor card, perhaps it's because there seems to be a lack of progress maybe within your relationship, and maybe that's why you're feeling stuck here. The fear is to be stuck, to be unable to move out of a situation, or to be restricted by your own thoughts that you can't move. So I feel that the Emperor really is the card that's suggesting what the hope is. This should really be the manifestation, what your hope actually is, the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords means to do nothing. It means to stay stuck in a mental prison, or to stay frustrated, or to be frustrated. And nobody hopes to be frustrated. So therefore it must be that the Emperor is saying, you know, what's ruling this frustration here is the Emperor. And, you know, you look at these two cards and they're like a prison. So the Emperor is the card. This is the situation of the Emperor, and this is why the hope should be, is apparently the hope is the Eight of Swords in the center of the reading, and that's because there seems to be some form of a lack of progress, or a lack of movement, or a lack of motivation within some of your relationships. So I'm just trying to think why the hope is the Eight of Swords. Because Eight of Swords you can't really read as a hope because it's such a negative card. Um, the only thing I can think of with this card is that there is a certain passive energy where somebody does nothing. Alright, so it could be that you don't know what to do just yet about this relationship potentially. So you're just hoping to kind of passively get through the energy off it over the Christmas period. Put up with it, because the Eight of Swords means to put up with your lot. This person is defenseless. They're not exactly helping themselves to move out of this energy here. So I feel because the root of the issue is in terms of your hope, a lack of progress, a lack of motivation, and that's been working its way through to the Emperor energy, the situation of the Emperor. And this could be having to adhere to a certain norm or value, or looking at a situation in terms of reason and logic. It might be, well, I can't make a move just yet. There's no way I can move out of this just yet. It's Christmas time. And therefore the situation is the Emperor. Logically, rationally, probably the hope is it's best with this Eight of Swords to do nothing. I'm hoping that I can just kind of weather the storm, because I don't really know what to do just yet, not so close to Christmas. What are your expectations within your relationships? Well, the Five of Cups is crowning the reading here as an expectation. And why is that an expectation? How's it manifesting in terms of your expectation? The Ten of Cups in the reverse. So the Ten of Cups in the reverse is really failure within relationships. You know, you don't really need to know what reversals are. You only need to sometimes look at what the upright reading is: joy, happiness, contentment, emotional fulfillment. With the Ten of Cups in the reverse, says to me that you're falling short of that. So you're expecting not to have the greatest of joy over the Christmas period because of the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups says, well, I feel a little bit lost and I feel a little bit saddened by the state of the relationship here. And what's that rooted in? The Nine of Wands in the reverse, where things become quite overwhelming. So I do feel that there's a lot of overwhelming energy here in terms of your expectations. When you get the Nine of Wands in the upright position, often this means I'm defending my territory. But the Nine of Wands for me in the reverse, it means kind of I'm just feeling too overwhelmed, too tired, too exhausted to do anything here. And therefore it works its way through to loss. Five of Cups, giving up, and that's why you're expecting the Ten of Cups in the reverse. For some of you guys, it might be in your relationship. I know it's not a great reading, but it's the way that the cards have come out, so I'm reading it as the way the cards have come out, okay? For some of you guys, it might be, well, I'm not really expecting a happy Christmas or that amount of great joy in terms of our relationship, because I'm feeling all of this energy. And that's why you're hoping that you can just get through it with the Eight of Swords. Because there is a lack of motivation here, or there is a lack of progress, or there is the inability to make progress with this Knight of Wands in the reverse, being the underlying card here. It could also be for some of you guys, you might be expecting to be alone, because the Knight of Wands in the reverse is somebody who tends to say things willy-nilly, but they don't really keep their promises. So it might be somebody that doesn't really keep promises here as well, okay? And it's working its way through to the situation being the Emperor. Well, maybe I need to just logically see what, think about this situation and say that, what I'm hoping for at least is with the Eight of Swords to just weather the storm, just put up with this frustration just to get through it. Because what I'm actually expecting is that, it's not going to be the greatest of Christmases with my partner here, because of the Nine of Wands in the reverse, which is the foundation. The reason for why you're expecting probably not to have the greatest time with your partner is because the root situation is the Nine of Wands in the reverse. And the Nine of Wands can be, for me, in the reverse, because upright it means to stand your ground, to protect what you have, to still hold on in there. It might be, well, I'm just tired. I'm just overwhelmed by the situation. And this is why the situation kind of plays out as loss or sadness or missing someone even. What are the hidden factors? What are you not seeing that potentially could be coming in over the Christmas period? Well, the Three of Wands crowns the reading. Why have we got the Three of Wands? What's it rooted in? The Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. A lot of reversals here for you guys today, Capricorn. Wheel of Fortune is a timing card. So it could be that for some of you guys, the situation is waiting. Because the Wheel of Fortune, when the Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse, time almost stops, or the timing is off around the situation. Some people say that the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is bad luck or it's not good luck. But it could also mean that, timing's a little bit off with this card. For me, the Wheel of Fortune upright can mean good or bad luck. It just depends on what card it falls with. You get the Ten of Pentacles and then the Wheel of Fortune. Sometimes that means that, money's not going to be so great. There's going to be a change in your security. If you get Five of Pentacles and then Wheel of Fortune, it means that, Five of Pentacles is a lack of financial stability. Wheel of Fortune says this will change. So in the reverse, to me, this is more about timing than anything else. That timing is a little bit off. Things are kind of a little bit out of balance in terms of the universe aligning you with certain things. And how does it play out in terms of what you're not seeing? Wow, the Strength card is in the reverse. Jeez, how many have you got in the reverse? That's ridiculous. That's a lot of cards in the reverse there. Yeah, I did pull them proper. Okay. So what you're not seeing is strength in the reverse as the hidden factor, and this is where somebody surrenders to something here. It could be that the root of the issue is that timing is off a little bit, or there's some sort of problems, things out completely out of their control that they have very little control over with that Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and therefore it's playing out to the Three of Wands that there seems to be some form of a time lapse here. Excuse me. So this might be, somebody who can't get home for Christmas, for example. Okay. And it seems that you're a little bit tired of this energy, maybe around a partner. And what's coming up in the immediate future? Well, we've got the Seven of Pentacles crowning the reading. That's not a bad card. What's it rooted in? The Two of Swords in the reverse. And the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. The Eight of Pentacles means a lack of motivation to work on something, or to work hard at something, or to put a lot of effort into a situation. So it could be that there is a lack of motivation, possibly because Virgo, you are Pentacles. This could be you. So there might be a sense of feeling a lack of motivation maybe in this relationship. And it could be rooted in the Two of Swords. Somebody's inability to affect some form of change here in what they do. And it's playing through to the Seven of Pentacles, where you're probably going to be evaluating the relationship. Not leaving it as such, but just evaluating where you stand. The amount of effort, the amount of investment that you've made into something. It could be as simple as, your partner works for the armed forces or something, and they say they'll be home for Christmas and they're not. That type of thing. What's the overall outcome for some of you guys? Death. Why do we have death? The Hierophant. It's rooted in the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is often an external force, but it represents spirituality, spiritual wisdom. And through this wisdom comes some form of a change. But how does the overall outcome pan out? The Hermit in the reverse. So a kind of enforced time of isolation here when you get the Hermit in the reverse. Okay, it's the need to kind of take yourself out of a situation, and the basis of that is the Hierophant here. And the Hierophant says, for some of you guys, it might be that you're paying attention to your inner wisdom or some form of advice that you're receiving, and that's why you seem to be kind of detaching yourself from the situation a little bit. But this detachment is based on death, and it's a need for change. So it's almost like you're thinking very seriously, some of you guys, about your relationship, because it just seems that there is the inability for someone to do something here. And some of you guys might be getting a little bit tired and a little bit jaded about the whole thing in terms of your relationships. Look, I can't help what the cards say, and I can't help how I feel that the cards are working within the readings, okay? So don't anybody come to me and say, that was a shit reading for couples, because it's just the way it is. If your relationship is fine, Virgo, then carry on. It's great. This isn't for everyone. It is for some and not for others. It is a general reading. So just appreciate that, please, okay? Let's go through the reading again. So we can see that mentally and emotionally, how your hopes are manifesting, your mental and emotional status is manifesting, is the Eight of Cups energy here. So I feel that, the situation is some of you guys have been working on kind of making adjustments within your relationship here. And it's because of the moon. There's things that still need clarity. There's things that still need to be sorted out. There's a lack of There's a lack of clearness, there's a bit of fogginess, there might be some tension within your relationships, things that need to be spoken about or resolved. So mentally, how it manifests itself is through the Eight of Cups energy, and that says, I need some time just to kind of detach myself emotionally from this relationship, because we're working hard at this, but it just seems that, because it's rooted in the moon, which is why you're temperance. So the situation is temperance, working hard at your relationships, making those adjustments, working to create some form of balance and harmony within the relationship, because the moon card says there's possibly some tensions going on with that moon card. And therefore it's manifesting itself in terms of some of you guys mentally and emotionally feeling a little bit probably detached from your partner, thinking about kind of taking some time out, even walking away, that type of thing. Because in your personal situation, it's covered by the Fool. The situation is the Fool, and this could be somebody who does a lot of traveling, for example, here. And yeah, I mean, this can be somebody who's a traveler. This can be somebody who is lacks the commitment within a relationship sometimes. But it's underscored the reason for this Fool in your present situation. It might even be that there's been, this is the start of a relationship. Fool can often mean the start of a relationship. But its root is in the Ace of Swords. So I feel the Fool is more about, this should be a card of optimism. So I feel that some of you guys might be feeling a sense of optimism within your relationship, but I don't see how this would pan out in terms of your mental and emotional state, which is a little bit negative, to be totally honest with you here. For some of you guys, it could be that you are leaving a difficult situation behind, along with the partner, not leaving the partner behind, but you're both walking to a higher type of consciousness with this Eight of Cups, because you've been working through trying to achieve some peace within the relationship. But this is rooted in the moon, and this is deep psychic shit going on with you in terms of your relationship, a deep intuitive knowledge of the relationship and what needs to be done with it. And therefore it might be that there, through that as well, there is a sense of revival and optimism over this relationship with the Fool card, and it's rooted in perhaps some clarity for some of you guys coming forward. So a strong communication, clear communication between you and your partner, and therefore with the Ace of Wands, it might be that finally you're able to kind of start again. There's new inspirational ideas on how you can kind of make the relationship work, that type of thing. Your hopes are, I feel, because the Knight of Wands is saying that there is very little that you can do to affect huge changes maybe within this relationship. The Knight of Wands represents delays or a lack of progress in a situation. It works its way through to the Emperor. So the Emperor is a card that says, okay, let's not look at things in an emotional sense. Let's look at them in far more of a logical and rational sense. So it's almost like you're putting up with something here with those two cards. And your hopes will be, I feel, with that Eight of Swords, to weather the storm. Okay, of whatever's going on in your relationship here. All right, because I feel that part of you feels happy and part of you feels a sense of sadness in terms of your relationship and who you're seeing. And it's kind of playing out in terms of your expectations. Well, you're expecting the Ten of Cups in the reverse, and this is not, it's not the worst card in the tarot, but it says sometimes this is a lack of happiness or a failure of a relationship. I don't think that you're expecting the failure of a relationship, but you're expecting not to have the happiest time, I feel, within your relationship over the Christmas period. And that's rooted in the Nine of Wands in the reverse, a sense of feeling quite overwhelmed by your circumstances, a sense of kind of almost giving up in a way. Because in the upright, this person stands its ground. If it's opposite, usually this person will kind of be like too tired, too exhausted. All right, so it's representative of the exhaustion some of you guys might be feeling in your relationships, as to why it's manifesting itself in you're expecting not to feel that happy, perhaps, because the situation plays out the Five of Cups. Maybe you're missing someone. Maybe somebody can't be here for Christmas. Okay, maybe this person is not around. Maybe they're deployed or something like that. So therefore, what you're not seeing, and this is why I was thinking this, is that this other person, when it shows the hidden factors, it's often somebody else. And because we're doing the couples, we're looking at your partner. It might be that they have given up or they've surrendered to something, and it's based on the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse as being the foundation card, the reason for why they seem to have almost surrendered to something here. They're not kind of still holding on for or still being patient. it could be because there's some form of timing that's off. It's the universal elements are against you, that type of thing, that means that they are probably longing to see you as well with that Three of Wands. It's playing through the situation that somebody's longing for you with that Three of Wands. So I feel that more than anything, Capricorn, there's somebody, for some of you guys who are in couples, who's away from you in Christmas. But I almost feel that this is something that they cannot help, or they have no jurisdiction over, to be honest with you. So this could be somebody who's working away, or something like that. It could be somebody who you're with who already has another family, and they've got to go and spend their time with their other family rather than you at Christmas, that type of thing. So in the immediate future, the Eight of Pentacles comes up to show what the situation, the manifestation is in the immediate future. And the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse is a lack of motivation to make something work, or a lack of motivation to work hard or to achieve something within this relationship. And that's based on the Two of Swords in the reverse. And the Two of Swords in the reverse is somebody's inability to make a choice, or inability to make some form of a change. Okay, they've got their head firmly stuck in the ground. Okay, firmly stuck, and they're not willing, they can't affect a change. So I feel that because somebody's unwilling to do something, or they can't affect some form of change with that Two of Swords in the reverse, I feel that the immediate future for your relationships, if you're in a couple, it will be the lack of motivation to work at something, to work at the relationship. And that's playing through with the situation being that there's going to be a lot of evaluating off your relationship, evaluating off the investment that you've actually made in this relationship. Is it worth it? Should I just do something new? That type of thing. I feel for some of you guys, it's just showing up some form of disappointing situation here. Therefore, in the overall outcome, there will be the need to kind of, there will be a time of self-imposed isolation, which is what this Hermit in the reverse often means. It means to take oneself completely out of the situation. And that's because it's ruled by death, which is big changes, massive transformative period. I feel coming in for some of your relationships, Virgo, in the month of, and this is you, actually, because the Hermit is a Virgo card. I'm just going to get, because I don't do many reversals, so I'm just going to get the Hermit in the reverse and have a look at this again. I don't work with many reversals, I've got to be honest. I always work with just upright cards. Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what I said. It's the need to kind of take yourself out of it. Sense of rejection here as well with this Hermit when it's in the reverse, especially when it's to do with love. So you take yourself out of the situation because there's a little bit of upset going on here. But it's rooted in, it's not rooted in, it's covered by that death card. So death is the situation here. Could be endings, could be a need for a massive transformation here in the overall outcome for some of your relationships by the end of December. And this is why we've got the Hermit, because of death, and the feeling quite embittered about something here in terms of your relationship. The fact that somebody couldn't affect some change, or couldn't put the time in, or couldn't do something to make Christmas special for you, maybe. So with that Hermit in the reverse, it's kind of like, I feel a bit pissed off about this, so I'm taking myself completely out of the situation here. Because it's ruled by the death card, which is, some massive changes need to be made here. But the reason for this is the Hierophant, and I feel that this is more paying attention to probably friendly advice, people's advice, or it's your own inner wisdom of what you need to do moving forward with this relationship, Virgo. So I feel that for some of you guys, it's not for everyone, so don't get your knickers in a twist, okay? If you're in a perfectly good relationship, good for you, it's nice, good. I hope that you're really, really happy. But for some people, this might just actually correlate. It might just respond to them, and that's what a general reading is. So please, 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 I know it's Christmas, but I can't help what the readings say. End of story. Okay, I hate it when people come back and say, oh well, I'm perfectly happy in a relationship. Good, then it's not for you, is it? That's it. Sorry, but it just gets on my nerves a little bit. You just got to chill out on these things, because it is general. So, yeah, for some of you guys, it might be a little bit of a disappointing time with partners over Christmas, especially if there's nothing that they can do about the situation. But I feel it will be a time to reassess some of your relationships, if that's the case. All right, that's your reading, Virgo. You love reading for the month of December, if you're in a couple, okay, for the month of December 2016. Head on over to your general reading, see what's going down there, and I'll speak to you guys soon.